In the village of Okeke, there lived a man and his wife. They had been married for 10 years, and still there was no sign of a child. There was neither any scourge nor a child. People from the village only said it was either the woman was a witch or she ate her children. But nevertheless, Samuel kept encouraging his wife that everything would be okay. One day, the elders from the family gathered Samuel and Amara. When they were discussing the matter, an old woman stood up and faced Amara. She told her, if you can't bear a child, you should go for a new woman to come in since you can't bear a child. Since you have eaten all the babies in your womb, you should go so that the one who has not eaten the baby in her womb will come back. Amara started crying. One fateful day, Amara went to the stream to fetch water. She walked through the village. People were gazing at her. Some were saying she was a witch. Some were saying she had eaten a baby. Some were saying she could not give birth. But with no fear, she passed them with a happy expression. She walked into the forest. She walked deep. She reached the stream. She sat down and kept the pot she was holding on the ground near the stream. When she was sitting, she heard the baby cry. She looked around with fear, but saw nobody. She stood up. She walked further into the deep forest. She walked and walked and walked until she saw a baby wrapped in a cloth lying on the ground. She was scared. She picked up the baby. She looked at the baby and cried, not because the baby was lying there, but because she was looking for a child but did not see one. Then someone had a child, but that person threw the child away. But God had blessed her with a baby. When Amara got back, she told her husband everything that had happened, everything she had seen. At first, Samuel said she should not keep the baby, but with begging and pleading, Samuel agreed. But that same old woman came again after hearing the news that Amara had found a baby. She told Amara she would return the baby or throw the baby away. At first, Amara insisted that she would keep the baby. The old woman threatened that she would kill the baby. Then Amara started pleading and begging the woman, saying, "Please, spare the baby's life. I beg you, please spare the baby's life." Amara sat down holding the baby in her hands. She was thinking. She did not know that Samuel was standing at the door. Samuel walked toward her. He sat beside her, held her hand, and said, "What happened?" Amara insisted on not telling him. But Samuel insisted on her telling him. Amara told him everything that the old woman had said. Samuel encouraged her and reassured her, saying she should not worry. He told her that everything would be okay and that since the Lord had blessed them with this little one, they would cherish her like their own. Not long after, 5 years passed. Amara loved Gift as her own. She cared for her, fed her, did everything for her, and could even die for her. Then Amara became pregnant. It was time for her to deliver. An old woman from the village helped her in her hut. Samuel was outside, standing worried. Not long after, the old woman came out holding a baby in her hands. She gave it to Samuel and said, "It is a baby boy." Samuel took the baby with joy and said, "God has finally remembered me." 5 years later, Amara's child, Toma, had grown into a handsome boy. But Amara neglected Gift. Gift had turned 10 years old. Amara neglected her. Gift washed the plates, washed the clothes, swept the house, went to the stream, cut firewood, and did everything by herself. One fateful day, Amara sent Gift to fetch water from the stream. On her way back, Amara's son Toma pushed Gift from behind. Gift fell. The pot of water she carried fell on the ground and broke into pieces. She started crying. Toma laughed. Samuel came back and saw Amara outside. Amara asked, "What took you so long? What happened to the pot of water? Where is the pot of water?" Gift looked at Amara and said, "Mama, when I was coming back from the stream, the boy pushed me from the back. I fell and the pot of water broke." Toma denied instantly. "It wasn't me. I didn't push her," he said. Amara said, "So you want to lie on my son's head? Okay." She went inside her hut, brought a cane, and started whipping Gift. Gift cried and lay on the ground. Amara was still hitting her when a neighbor came and took the cane from her. The same old woman then came. She told Amara, "I have heard from others what you have been doing to this little girl. Now that you have your own child, you maltreat her. Don't forget, this child is the same one you begged for life. Now that you have your own, you want to finish this child. Gift looked at Amara with anger. Amara looked at the old woman with anger and said, "You old woman, this is my house and my husband's house. You go back to your house. Mind your business. The way I treat her does not concern you." The old woman left. When she left, she went to Samuel and told him everything that went on with Gift and Amara. Samuel was so angry that he went home immediately. When he got home, he asked Amara if what he heard was true. Amara said, "No, she is lying. How can I be mistreating her? She is my own daughter." Samuel said, "If I find out that this is true, you will not like my reaction." Somewhere, Amara sat down outside their house one evening, thinking, "So this girl wants to scatter my house. She wants to scatter my marriage. All because of this little girl. Anyway, I know what to do." She called Gift that night. Gift thought, why would she call me at this night? She went and answered, "Mama, you called me at night." "Yes, my child, I called you. Sorry for the way I have been treating you. Please forgive me." Gift was so happy and said, "Mama, I just want everything to be the way it was before. I am not angry with you. I just want you to love me the way you love Toma. That is all I ask for." Amara said, "Good, I promise to love you more than the way I love Toma, but you will have to go to the forest and get me firewood." Gift said, "Mama, by this time, the forest of Okba, nobody goes there at night. Even that time, if someone goes there, that person will hardly make it alive." "But Mama, why? What do you want to use firewood for at this night? Why can't it wait till tomorrow?" Amara said, "If you do not go and bring the firewood, how will I make food in the morning? I want to make food early morning. Besides, you want me to love you more than I love Toma. You should do this for me." Gift said, "Okay." She got up, took her cutlass, and walked into the forest. She picked the firewood and lit a small fire. Then, after picking the firewood, she heard a sound beside her. She looked back and saw a web. She was so scared. She walked toward the web slowly. When she got to the web, she heard the sound of a baby. She looked at the web, but a shadow drew her inside the web, and she screamed. The shadow walked away with her from the back. The next